Hi everyone, welcome to English for Wednesday, week 5. Let's have a look at what you need to go and grab today. Okay, so you'll need sheet 19, which is 2 pages, and sheet 20. You'll need your writing book, your pencil, your glue stick, and your eraser. So go grab those things and then come back. Okay, so we are using a whole body listening when we are learning. There's a picture to remind you of what that looks like. Okay, so today we are learning about analysing characters in a traditional story. So we're going to recap what a traditional story is in a moment. And our success criteria is we're going to describe the appearance, thoughts, qualities and actions of a character, and we're going to use noun groups to describe a character. So we've done lots of noun groups. I think you'll be masters of that by now. Okay, so what is the traditional story we're doing today? The Three Little Pigs. Can't wait. Okay, so remember, a traditional tale often begins with once upon a time, or a long, long time ago, one sunny day, did you ever hear the story of? So these are things that a traditional tale starts with. And the common themes in traditional tales are things like magic, love, talking animals, good versus bad, so there's normally a good character and an evil character, a happy ending, so they all lived happily ever after, and the power of 3. So let's have a look at this story.
Pigs, a traditional tale. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who did not have a home. The pigs knew that they needed a home, but they didn't want to live together. Each little pig imagined a perfect house and decided to build it. The first little pig decided to make her house from a big pile of straw that she had found. The straw was light and easy to carry. Because the straw was light, it didn't take the first little pig long to build her house. She was very pleased with the house she had built. She decided it was time to make herself some dinner. The second little pig was a strong little pig. He found a pile of sticks and decided he would make his house out of them. The second little pig worked so hard to build his house that he was very hungry once he had finished his house. He made himself a sandwich and ate it all up. The third little pig thought for a while. She had found a wheelbarrow and a big pile of bricks. She decided to build her house out of bricks. She knew the bricks were too heavy for her to carry in her arms, so she carried them in the wheelbarrow. It took the third little pig a long time to build her house of bricks, but when she finished, she was very happy. She was so tired she had to have a long nap. That night, the big, bad wolf came to town. The wolf was hungry and thought that a little pig would be tasty for dinner. He found the first little pig's house of straw. He huffed and he puffed and blew so hard that he blew the straw house down. The first little pig ran to the second little pig's house to warn him about the wolf. The wolf followed her and thought that 2 little pigs would be a wonderful dinner. He huffed and he puffed and blew so hard that he blew the stick house down too. The first and second little pigs ran to the third little pig's house to tell her about the wolf. She knew her house was made of bricks and was very strong. The third little pig told the other little pigs they would be safe in her house. The wolf followed the little pigs to the third little pig's house. He thought that 3 little pigs would be a perfect dinner for him. He huffed and he puffed and blew as hard as he could, but the house of bricks stood strong. The wolf blew so hard that he fainted. The 3 little pigs cheered. The house of bricks was so strong that it had kept them safe from the wolf. The big, bad wolf gathered up his belongings. He moved away and the pigs never saw him again. The third little pig invited the other little pigs to live with her. They both said, "Yes, please." The 3 pigs lived happily ever after, together in the house of bricks.
Okay, so you would have all heard that story before. Now we're going to describe the big bad wolf. Before we do that though, we're going to just revisit this image. You would have seen it before. So it says in the book or in your head. So remember, we ask questions. After we read, we look at in the book questions. So they are the literal questions. So if you want to know the answer, you can find it there on the page. And we've got in your head questions. So they're the ones that you have to think about. So the author doesn't always give you that information. You have to think about it. And let's have a look. So we've got here on this page, it says traditional character of the big bad wolf from the 3 little pigs. And then the other column here says alternative representation of the big bad wolf. So this book we are not doing until later. We are just looking at this column here today. So we're just looking at the 3 little pigs. So you're going to need to fill in the appearance, the qualities, the thoughts, and the actions. So don't worry about all these lines here. We don't have to fill the whole bit up. Just a few points on each. So let's describe the character. So let's have a look at the picture of the wolf. How would you describe him? What about his ears, or what he's wearing, what he looks like? So jot down some ideas in a bullet point form. So maybe just 2 or 3 things. If you're stuck, what have I put? So I've written that he's big. He's got sharp claws and he's got pointy ears. So you can copy mine if you like, or you can write in some extra things. So pause the video, write in some things about his appearance. Then we'll go on to his qualities. What kind of qualities do you think he has? Is he a nice character? Is he a mean character? Is he evil? How would you describe his qualities? What kind of person, or what kind of wolf is he? Have a little think. You can jot down your ideas, or you can see what I've done. What have I written in here? So I've written that he's bad. So tell us that in the title. He's mean. And I wrote stupid. Now that's a terrible word to describe anybody, but he doesn't have the biggest brain, does he? He gets outsmarted by the pigs. Okay, so write in some points there for the qualities. So pause the video if you need to. Alright, and on the next part of the page, we've got thoughts and actions. So let's have a look. What is the character thinking in the story? What does the wolf think he can do? What does he think he'll get away with? So, this is straight out of the word. So this is in the book answer here. He thought that 3 little pigs would be a perfect dinner for him. So the author's told us what the big bad wolf is thinking. So he's thinking that the pigs would be the perfect little dinner. So he wants to eat the little pigs. And he thinks the pigs will be easy to catch, doesn't he? Okay, so you write down here, you might have had some more inferential, so in your head, things that you thought he might have been thinking. So pause the video and write some of those ideas in. Okay, the last bit of this page, we've got to talk about the actions. So what does the wolf do in the story? Okay, so what's he doing here? He's trying to destroy their houses, isn't he? Well, he is destroying the house in that picture. Okay, here, what happens here? What does he do? What action is that? He fainted. And then here, what does he do? What's the action he does? What's he doing here? He's leaving, isn't he? So they are all some ideas you could jot down. So if you're struggling, what have I put down? Let's have a little look. So I've written he blows down 2 houses. He faints. Can't blow the 3rd house down. And the last action is leaves town. So you can pause the video and jot down some ideas or copy what I've put in there. Okay, so we are going to circle the adjectives in each of these noun groups, and we are going to find antonyms for the adjectives in the noun group. So what's an antonym? An antonym is an opposite opposite word. So we're going to write a new noun group that would describe an alternative character. So let's do the first part of this. So the first part was to circle the adjectives in each of the noun groups. So there's 3 noun groups, 1, 2, 3. So that first little pig. So the noun here is pig. What are the 2 words describing what the pig is? So we've got first and little. So circle those. Alright, the next bit. A strong little pig. So the noun is pig. What are the 2 adjectives? So start circling those. You've got strong, and what's the other one? Little. Well done. Okay, then we go down to the last noun group. We've got the noun is what? The big bad wolf. What's the noun? The noun is wolf. Well done. Now we need to circle the 2 adjectives. So we've got big and bad. Okay, so the second part of this is that we need to write in some antonyms. So first, what's the antonym of first? If you're first in the race, what would be the opposite of coming first in a race? It would be last. So that might be what you choose to write. And the next word we need to think of an antonym for is little. So what's the opposite to little? Little, you might have giant, you might say big, up to you. Okay, so we'll write in now. So it's gone from the first little pig. Now I've got an alternative character here, don't I? The last giant pig. Now that's really changed the image of in my mind of a character. So I'd like you to go ahead and do this bit on your own. So you've got a strong little pig. So you need to think of an antonym for strong. So what's the opposite of strong? Another antonym for little, and write those in. And then you'll do the big bad wolf. So opposite of big and opposite of bad. So that is actually the end of our lesson. So you can pause that there and write in some antonyms, and you are done for today. Well done, and I'll see you next time.